I am Jimbo Paris, and you are listening to The Jimbo Paris Show. All right. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. Hello. Welcome back to the show. It's great to see you all again. Today, we have Dipti Patel. She is a chronic pain specialist, and we're going to be learning a bit about what that is and who she is. So, yeah, let's bring her on.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
To get this started off, can you kind of give me a bit of a gist on who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am Dipti, and I am physical therapist, also a yoga teacher, and a therapeutic pain specialist. And my specialty is treating more chronic pain clients, so more fibromyalgia and a complex regional pain syndrome.
So, what is a therapeutic pain specialist?
So, therapeutic pain specialist is a 6 month certifications you go through Purdue University, and anybody can do that. Physicians, therapists, many different disciplines can work on that to just dive deeper into what pain neuroscience pretty much.
So, what motivated you to sort of get into this field of study?
Yeah, that's great question. So I've been working for 23 years, but about 11 years ago, I started working at the VA hospital, and my 70 to 80% of patients were chronic pain. And I have been used to making people feel better, and that sense of accomplishment gave me that inner drive. That's what I was looking for. But then when I started working at the VA, I wasn't getting that. People weren't getting better. They'll feel better one day, they will not get better after a week. They will get better and go get off therapy, but 3 4 months later they'll come back to therapy again. I'm like, why this is happening? And I did not like it. I was actually going to change my job. And finally I started my coworker and everybody, because they were there for a long time and there were a lot of benefits working for the government hospitals and stuff. So I just decided to dive deeper into why, like what exactly they need. And then little by little by little, things started opening. I dive into a whole health approach, and then I became a yoga teacher. And then eventually we had a lot of pain neuroscience stuff available at the VA hospital to study. And then finally I decided to dive deep and just do the certification. So that's where I had that inner drive to become certified as a pain specialist. And I learned a lot.
So, what did you learn in particular that might be interesting for the audience to hear?
Correct. So mainly in physical therapy, I'll just give you my example what I was doing. In physical therapy educations, what I learned, we learn a lot of manual therapy, therapeutic exercises, the core stabilization and mobilization and stretching and modalities to calm the pain and stuff. So the main focus is on a structure, the painful body parts. Is the muscle tight? Is the joint not moving right? That's what you want to try to fix. But the pain neuroscience is looks at the things way differently at the new at the neuroscience ways. So for example, when you step on a nail, who tells you? How do you know that you stepped on a nail? Your nerves pretty much fires and tell the brain that, hey, you stepped on the nail. So every single painful experience, your nerves are firing, and nerves are telling you that, hey, you are in pain, you are in pain. But when we do treatment, any kind of a treatment, it could be injections, medications, therapy, chiropractor, anything, surgeries, we focusing on a joints, bones, tissues. None of them handles the nerves. There is no attention given to the nerves, the spinal cord, the brain, and how they respond to the pain. So that's a big missing link we have in our therapy or any kind of a treatments nowadays.
So, when it comes to sort of how patients find out about you, how they reach out to you, what was it like sort of beginning your business and sort of attracting a customer base?
So the main thing is actually I still work at the hospitals, and I think the my main attention when they come to talk to me, whenever I tell them about this three kinds of pain we have: the pain from a tissue injury, the pain from the nerve compression or impingement or injuries, and there is a nociplastic pain that the body carries it. When you are in pain for a long time, your neural pathways have created this nociplastic pain. That becomes a big aha moment. So when people, most of the people don't know about these three kinds of pain, and there are different ways to handle these three kinds of the pain. So that's when they say, yeah, okay, let's see how you handle the nociplastic pain. And it's a long route. It's not an easy thing that, hey, this is the thing, you're going to fix your nerves like that. And the nociplastic pain, we have to rewire the brain that has carried the pain for a long time. So that's the main drive that people said, okay, I'm tired of doing all these things. I've done PT forever. I've done injections. I've done medications. I'm just done. I want to get better. I want to get out of the pain. And that's usually people sign up for the program. And I do run a group program at my work, which is combinations of not only a pain neuroscience, but I also have a yogic science, and a functional mobility exercises, which I have been physical therapist. So I have integrated all this thing and put together in a program to help people to treat pretty much more holistically.
So why do you think pain neuroscience is so important for your audience and maybe the people around you?
I think it's the main thing. It's important. The sad part is 96% of universities in United States do not teach about the pain neuroscience education. That's a big missing part. And I think my audiences need to know about the pain neuroscience, because they don't know how the nerves plays a role when it comes to pain. So that's the main drive in their whole program.
So when we think about kind of that main drive, what drives you personally when you embarked on this path?
I think it's my deep inner self, that I just want to get people better, or I just feel accomplished when I see the change. And that's always been. And I did not know that for a long time. But when I started working at the VA and when people were not getting better, I could not sleep at night. It was very, very frustrating. The inner frustrations I had, that I'm not making a difference. I'm not helping people. And in the beginning, I mean, this is really sad to say, but they were service connected for a lot of their pain and disabilities and stuff. And I thought in a wrong way that people just get paid to be in pain. And who doesn't want to get out of pain if you get paid for pain? But then pretty soon I realized, when talking to the people and listening, that people would do anything, they will give anything to get out of pain. Living in pain is miserable. And I think that's where really it took me, that no, I need to do more than this. These people are not they are not just doing this to seek money. They just really, really want to get out of pain. And I know there is a way, because I practiced in India for a year and a half, and we did not have this so many chronic pain people like I experienced, especially at the VA hospital. And even in general United States, we have quite a few people who are struggling with chronic low back pain and a lot of other chronic illnesses, which wasn't there. So then I had to really dive deep into comparing the Eastern medicine and Western medicines, and tried few things. The best part working at the VA hospital, they let you do whatever you want to do, because insurance is not guiding you what you can and cannot do. We don't, I mean, most of the times in the United States, the insurance are guiding it. They won't pay if you do like talk to them about sleep. Being a physical therapist, you can talk about sleep, you can talk about diet. So that was really helped me to open up and try few things and see what's working and what's not working.
Hmm.
And once I started seeing the results, I felt like, yep, I'm on a right path. I gotta keep digging deeper and deeper.
Now, I'm just a bit curious here. I don't really know how it works outside of America, but did you have an option between whether you wanted to, I don't know, are you allowed to do some form of collective bargaining outside of a hospital, or were you allowed to sort of start your own business outside of the hospital, or did you choose to work in a hospital?
So I do choose. I'm still working in the hospital, and what I'm doing right now is a side hustle, and that started when COVID hit.
Mm.
So because when COVID started, we had to do a lot of online visits and stuff, and a lot of family and friends, and they needed help. So I did do the Zoom lessons or the FaceTime and stuff, and I will help out, and I will make a video for them and send it in. And then my videos were sometimes longer than 10 minutes, 8 minutes, and I could not push it through because, it only allows to send so much video. So my son said, Mom, why don't you start your YouTube channel? And it took me 3, 4 months to buy into that idea. And I did end up starting my YouTube channel. And then little by little, the interest grew. And then I started Instagram to attract more people. And I saw there was a need within outside the hospital. There are many people struggling with chronic pain, and they're even in a bad shape because they don't have they have insurance red cap that they can't do this, they cannot do that. There's a lot of really good neuroscience techniques that they are missing. And that's when I started my online business as a side hustle. And it's still a side hustle. I love working in person, one-on-one person. It's still my that's what I really enjoy.
My thing is this: what value do you think your side hustle brings that your main hustle doesn't?
So my side hustle brings me the making a difference. Just I'm not having at the hospital. I'm still struggling to help more than 4 or 5 people at a time. Most of them are even 4 or 5 people once a week. That's a group I'm allowed. I'm not allowed to do group all the time. So I usually help one-on-one people. So maximum I can help 400 people a year. But if I do side hustle and I do build a program, I can help so many people at the same time. So that's where my side hustle began, more than anything, to make a difference in the society.
So we talk about making a difference in society. How do you think addressing these types of pain issues, whether it be chronic pain, deep traumatic pains, etc., how do you think that could make a difference in society?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because when people are dealing with chronic pain, especially the young mothers, they're not able to take care of their children's. Many times I read on the Facebook post that they have to give their kids for adoptions because they're not able to take care of their kids. And it breaks my heart. They're not able to work. They're not able to handle the work and the family balance at the same time because they're dealing with this constant fatigue. The pain is not only the issue, it also comes with the fatigue, the brain fog, the lot of stress and financial burdens because you're spending so much money on co-pays and deductibles and doctor visits. So sometimes you have to take so much time off of the work, and so it breaks the family apart financially. They are not present with the family events and stuff. They have to cancel social events at the last time because they have a flare up, or they are not enjoying their life at the fullest. So that's where my difference comes in. If I can help at least few people to just hold their hands and see that, yep, there is a way out here. You don't have to deal with this pain on ongoing basis. And I think many things in the medical world are not doing right. They just give the temporary relief by injections or medications. Eventually the pains keeps coming back unless and until you don't treat the root cause of the problem.
Now we're talking about kind of the root cause here, and I think that's sort of a big divide I've heard in the Western versus Eastern views. I think the Eastern is more about fixing the main issue, and it's more about preventative things, right?
Find it and fix it. Yep.
So, in your study of both Eastern and Western and your expertise, what value do you think a therapist and you could bring that maybe a traditional doctor may not be able to bring?
I think it's more holistic approach, and more than anything, listening. Sometimes a lot of doctors don't have enough time. They barely can spend 15, 20, 30 minutes if they are lucky to listen to the patient's story. There's a lot of factors that are playing role. When it comes to pain, like their sleep, not able to sleep better, their stress level, their diet, their activity level, the weather plays a role when it comes to pain. So once they listen and start putting all those pieces together, and just started treating them by little steps, that hey, and they need more frequent visits for that too, that they have to give them support and accountability and guide them in the right direction. And I think that's what's big time missing in our medical world.
So that's what I'm also thinking too. What big impact do you want to make, not only in people's lives, but in the medical?
Yes, I think I main thing I want to really bring more holistic. I think a holistic way of treating things rather than finding it and fix it approach. There, and the sad part is that chronic pain treatment and treating people, it's pretty dark. A lot of people don't like to treat this population, so they either passed around or brushed off. So I think it requires more time and duration to treat them. So if you have a person has a chronic pain diagnosis, rather than allocating 15 minutes, they should allocate 30 minutes. They also need a longer, more visits, more frequent visits. Sometimes people can get in for 3 to 4 months. If they need to see a specialist or something, they have to wait for a long time in order to get that done. You're just allowing that pain. The longer the pain going to linger, the stronger it's going to become. So I think the whole hospitals and medical world and even the universities have to look at this at the differently and put a different guidelines and even allow some easy like Tai Chi, yoga, or more easy exercises that connects the mind and body both together to help people to move forward rather than, hey, here are the pills and just take this twice a day and just do what you can. I think that's what we really need in order to change in the medical world.
So I think we talked a lot about sort of what you do, but kind of if we were to get more into what you work with and the types of clients you work with, can you maybe give some of your best client success stories?
Yeah, absolutely. So I had actually I have few, but I'll just share a couple of them. So I had a patient who came to me in a wheelchair. She could not walk. She had a back pain, she had a hip pain, a knee pain, and a right foot pain. The whole everything one sided, and that just limited her walking. Even walking in the kitchen and back and forth, standing for a long time was very painful. She was working with the other therapist, and she had like a whole sheets of exercises. She came to when she came to see me because a therapist went to a different place. So I took over after her, and she was very diligent. She said, Dipti, I'm doing this, and my pain is actually worse than a better. So then I started the whole thing all over again. And then I treated her for at least, I think, 3 months, but maybe in the 3 months, because my schedule gets booked and packed, I was only able to see her for like 8 times. And then I offered her my group program that opens up I do it 3 times a year. And she joined their whole program, and she did everything what I said. I knew that she was committed, she was open minded, she did the work what it took. Now, at the end of the program, she was walking 2 miles a day, and she lost 20 pounds in that thing. She also finished her life coaching program that she was pursuing through the university, and she could not take it, but she went back to the college and she finished that. She just sent she graduated last when did she graduated? In March. And she sent me a message about 2 weeks ago that she finally got her certificate. So that's what really, that was a really bright, that's what makes me really feel happy. My another patient, she is in a power wheelchair. For her all her mobility, she got struck by a lightning, and all her right side kind of got paralyzed sort of, but lots of pain. And she had spinal cord stimulators, the surgeries, the injections, the medicines, I mean, you name it. And she can't stand and walk. And she's doing my second round of my program. So I allow them a second round just for the exercise portions. We go through the educations, the all the neuroscience stuff and all that stuff, but she wants to continue the yoga part. And now she walks around the house, she gets on the floor and gets up. And she used to fall at least once a week. She hasn't fallen in last 2 months. So that's another, and her pain, she's sleeping better. Her pain level is down by, I would say, 4 notch. So she used to be in 8, 7, 8 was a constant pain, and now she lives with 3 or 4, 3, 4, 5 at times. And she said, I can live with that because I was in constant pain and miserable all the time. 3, 4 pain feels light. It feels easy. I can still function with that. So that's my another story.
So there are three things that really resonated with me when you talked about. I think the first thing was sort of this idea that you specifically liked certain attributes in some of your clients. The second thing was the fact that a lot of your clients, were a part of a particular program. And then the third thing was sort of like pain level. So from what I could collect from all that, you have a program. So you have a program system, which is very different from most doctors, and you sort of do all these different things. So can you kind of hit those 3 points and go a bit more into them?
Absolutely. So I do run a program and it's very systemic. So it's divided into 5 phases. So first thing I do their whole biopsychosocial assessment, which is takes 90 minutes one-on-one. And I'm so grateful for my supervisor. She allows me to do that with my clients. And once I do that, there is a things I'm looking for in my clients because I can only take 5 clients for that 10-week period. So they have to be open minded, they have to be committed, whatever works, whatever it needs, they have to be able to put that effort 20 minutes a day, every day, and do the work. And after that, I put them from phase 1 to phase 5. So phase 1, we go through a lot of pain neuroscience educations where lots of their questions gets answered. And like, why do I hurt when I'm stressful? Why does it hurt when the weather gets bad? A lot of different kinds of things gets answered. What that does, that takes that fear away, that moving things, doing things is not necessarily I'm injuring myself further. It's just my body is protecting me, my nervous system is protecting me. And when that happens, their muscle guarding goes down, and because of that they move easier, they move more fluid, more gracefully, and I think that helps with their aches and pains. So that's a phase 1 that has 10 stories. The second phase we go through is sensory drills. So we go through a lot of sensations like your light touch, sharp touch, your 2 point versus 1 point discrimination, hot versus cold. There are many sensations your body carries, and they get altered when you are dealing with the pain for a long time. So we go through several drills to improve those sensations in the body. And then the third one we have is where do masters of pacing. A lot of people either do too much or they don't do enough. So I have a program and guides and the format which I teach them that how to master the pacing with the different circuits and different things. And pretty much you have to journal it. You have to log things in order to know where you are. And after that, I take them to graded motor imagery and a mirror therapy if they're too painful and to do anything. And once they pass those stages, they have to score certain points in order to enter into the neurodynamics, where work on gliding and sliding the nerves and make the nerve stronger and more robust. And then we move into a therapeutic flow with the combinations of yoga and a physical therapy, functional mobility exercises, and that's 8 sessions that takes. So that's how, and then we reassess everything. So where you were in the beginning of the sessions and when you are at the end of the sessions. So that's my program I take them through.
Now, that's extremely interesting. And what I'm thinking here is, how do pain levels sort of play into this now? Have you ever had to turn down clients because their pain level was too high? Do your clients have a goal with a particular pain level, or do you define chronic pain as maybe a certain pain level, but then if the pain's too low, it might not be a chronic pain in your definite? Do you have those
Yes.
specifications?
So the clients I'm looking for has longer than 6 months. Most of my clients have pain longer than 3 years, and the pain is more than 3 body parts. So it's spread out quite a few places. They have tried several things; it's not working. The pain interferes with everything: their sleep, their activities, and so forth. They experience fatigue, some kind of an exhaustion or fatigue overall. They also have some kind of anxiety and fear regarding the pain. They also have memory problems or some concentration issues or a brain fog. So, more like a fibromyalgia kind of a symptoms as people are experiencing. That's a widespread pain. Pain just has mind of its own. It comes on its own, it goes away on its own. The intensity doesn't matter. If some people are, I mean, pain fluctuates throughout the day. Most of my clients pain is 10 out of 10 on regular basis. Sometimes it goes down to 7, sometimes it goes down to 8, but they are living with the high intensity pain every day. And I tell them in the beginning that I'm not going to get you pain free. Sometimes becoming pain free is not the goal here, but your pain definitely can go down few notches, and a little by little, that's where you want to look your wins, because these people gets defeated when they don't see the improvement. So we have to prepare them in advance. If we're looking for a very small wins, are you able to walk a little longer, maybe 2 minutes longer than you did before? Are you able to stand a little longer? Your pain is too notch down. Are you able to sleep 30 minutes better than you did before? So those are the things I usually prep my patients with.
Yeah, I could see now why the mindset of your clients is so important. Do you think you've ever had to turn down clients because they didn't have a certain particular ideal mindset? And do you think this is maybe where doctors may have a bit of an edge because they can sort of offer that quick, effect that might help them deal with the issue, like painkillers or something like that?
Yes, I think I do. I mean, it's so hard that there are so many. There are 1 out of 4 people in global that are dealing with the chronic pain nowadays. But when you really want to looking for helping these people, what I have experienced, quite a few people are looking for a magic bullet. So that's the one populations I come across. The other population I come across has given up. They said, this is my life, nothing going to get better. I tried it, is nothing going to get better. So I don't see that open mindedness and then hopefulness in quite a few of people. They have just given up pretty much. And some people are not open minded. They think this is just pain neuro, even though it's a science backed. So many research study has proven over and over again that this has helped so many people. There are people are not open minded. They just don't believe in this thing. So sometimes people would start my program, and I would know that when they go through pain neuroscience education, they don't buy into it. And I don't force anybody. If this doesn't make sense to you, you can leave at any time. So that's why when I do my online program, I offer a membership. So if that's something they try and it doesn't work for them, they can leave, because this is not for everybody. You have to come with the open mindedness and be able to be coachable in order to get the benefit of this whole thing.
How do you think doctors and therapists can work together in this type of field?
I do. There are many doctors buy into these things. Not everybody's against this thing, but the doctors especially don't have enough time. They are bombarded by the many patients. They see 10, 14, 15 people a day. Sometimes there's emergency comes up and their all attentions goes to those kind of things. But I do what do you call meetings with the physicians and stuff. And we also have another program. We are great about handling chronic pain people because we have so many of them, and they're very much willing to help guide their patients that, hey, you need to try this. Have a sessions with Dipti and see what you think about it. I think that's where the doctors can start the pain neuroscience education a little early on and provide the resources to their patients from the very early stage of the pain on, before it becomes totally out of control. I think that's where doctors can contribute. And just again, be open minded, think more holistically rather than just completely 100% believes in medicine. Medicine has a great value. I'm not against it. Medicine is great about saving people's life. But when it comes to these chronic illnesses, we have to zoom out and look at a bigger picture, and not be narrow minded with through this just one medicine lens.
Now, I'm thinking here too, among doctors and therapists, there's always going to be kind of this element of kind of bringing the client or making the client comfortable with your services, convincing them to sort of work with you and such type of, work with what you're doing. I always sort of think here that therapists may need to connect or bond with their clients maybe on a deeper level than a typical doctor would. Am I right or wrong about this?
100%, 110%. Yes, we have to. I mean, that's what my physical therapy job was even before, because we spend longer time and more frequent time with our patients. So we know them at the deeper level, and we are bonded and connected much more than what the doctors know about them.
So I think now we could kind of move into the next thing now. Sort of, what is the future of your business? What is the future of your goals? You know, what are you thinking about? You writing a book, maybe? Something.
So my future is I do want to help people in a more in a bigger level. That means I do want to hold more group sessions and a membership program, and where I already have built my platform, so I already have structures to go through, which people I can guide them that, hey, do this work, and I meet in a groups level on a weekly basis to ask questions, because they need a this takes time. They need accountability, they need support, and they need a constant, like a immediate support. They don't want to wait for like a week or 2 months for a visit. They want to have a questions, the questions needs to be answered. So I do want to really promote my membership, and I'm this is out of insurance, because insurances don't pay for any of those things. So I want to help people at the holistic level outside, just like they will pay for a yoga sessions or something like that. This is kind of a program for people who wants to heal with the chronic pain. Also, I love the nutrition, and health and nutrition and fitness is always my forte. So I do have anti-inflammatory diet. I pretty much, I'm a vegetarian, and I cook most of my meals at home. And being grew up in India, we have lots of herbs and medicines that can help people too. So that's my another intention, to add the diet into this whole chronic pain problem. Also, I'm looking for more like because there's, like chronic plantar fasciitis, there is a chronic shoulder problems and stuff like that. So I do want to have a little short, like a very small programs with the exercises and educations and everything in there, with the price of one copay. So that will save them the time and effort to just go and have those frequent doctor visits. So that's where I'm looking my future going towards.
Okay, but currently you only run your business technically from a hospital, really, right?
No, actually, my that's my hospital is my full-time job, and that's where I run my program. But I only help 4 or 5 people every 3 to 4 months. So at the end of the year, I can only help 15 people. But my side hustles, that's where I want to take it to a bigger level and help more people there.
So where do you think people could buy these products or services? Is this going to be from a website in particular? Do you have a website or one in mind, or
I do. Smartfunctionalfitness.com is my website. So that's where I have the membership program. And I also have the accelerated program where people says, you know what, I'm all in. Help me what you want. I'm all in. I want to drive deeper into this. So that's a 10-week program, accelerated program, twice a week. And so I have two choices right now. Membership is a slow-paced program. If you want to take your time, you're not committed all the time. That's for people who wants to take their time, and some people who are just like have a strong driving force. That's an accelerated program for them. So those are the two things I'm offering right now.
all right. So this has been a really insightful interview, excellent so far. I definitely loved it. And I'm just curious though, how can we reach you, and are there any final things you would like to bring to the audience here?
Absolutely. So I mean, you can follow me on my Instagram at Therapeutic Pain Relief, Therapeutic Pain Programs. And my last thing I want to tell you that is, do not give up. There is a chronic pain is not the, I have just got a news from one of my friend that his wife is just has given up. She just wants to get so sick and just want to be done with her life. So please do not give up, no matter what. There is so many things are available for you. Even if you don't want to work with me, just look at some pain neuroscience stuff. There's so many things out there that can help you to get out of this chains of this chronic pain. So that's my final word for the people who are dealing with the chronic pain.
All right. Well, thank you again. This has been a pleasure.
Me too. Thank you for having me. I loved it.
All right. Well, I'll see you next time, folks. Thank you for watching the show. I'm currently working on a passion project that I'm really excited about, but I need your help to bring it to life. We'll be launching soon our very own Jimbo Paris Academy. This is going to be about aspiring creators and creating concepts. Thank you for your support. I'm sharing free bonus content to supporters. So let's make some amazing content together. Our affiliate partner, LifeWork Systems, focused on helping create a better collegial environment, looking at the mental health of business workers, business employees, and overall bringing the business up. Thank you for listening to the Jimbo Parish Show.